excited. I wanted to bring this to light because of the importance of mental health and because of what someone ending their life can do to everyone else in their life. So don't judge a book by its cover. What you see on the surface isn't always what's underneath. And I wanted to get into this just to let you see how important it is to get help so that it doesn't end up at this spot. I really struggle with this because I see it a lot in my office, and I want people to know that having you here is way more valuable than having you gone. But without further ado, get into this. Bobby Moody and his family, him ending his life at 46 years old.
TikToker and dad of 3, Bobby Moody, has died by suicide at age 46. The internet star's family confirms that Bobby died at his Mississippi home on April 28th at age 46. He is survived by his wife Jennifer and their 3 kids, Caitlin, Max, and Charlie. His daughter Caitlin shares this statement in a TikTok video, saying, quote, "Bobby was a loving husband, father, brother, and friend. On April 28th, he was a victim of suicide. Bobby was full of life and laughs, but also weighed down by financial pressures. His wife, Jennifer, and their 3 children are in an emotional and financial crisis."
This is so hard for me to hear. You know, you can pick all this apart all you want. The struggles that this family must be going through, this wife and the children, if they had no idea what was going on, number one, that is terrible and sad. It's very sad because it's such a shock, and you lose somebody that you just had here in your world and weren't aware of what was going on. So it's just like, you know, your jaw drops to wonder what in the world. It's just so sad for them to lose that. And I'm sure there were struggles. I'm sure there were inklings of things that were going on. But if he kept all this so secret, that's what I was reading. He kept a lot of it secret, and their house ended up getting foreclosed on. So it does go to show you that even famous social media influencers don't always just make money. And a lot of people think because you're on TikTok or because you're on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you make tons of money. You actually don't. It doesn't work that way all the time, but also it's in the way you manage money. So maybe they're living above their means, or maybe he's not able to keep the same job that he's had before, because I thought I saw something where he has been successful in his life. It's just that sometimes the market turns and economy turns, and it's very hard to keep things going. And if you have any kind of mental or emotional struggles, which obviously he did, this wouldn't end up the way it did without him having a lot of mental and emotional struggles and never being able to just bring it out and talk about it, because that's what I want people to go into my office for. I'm going to put my life out there because I don't want anything terrible to happen to it. And I want to find a way to work through this. It is way better for him to be here. When I read that statement, I think, yeah, you know, I don't think he was a victim of suicide. I think she's being as kind as she can, and she's being as appropriate as she can. He was a victim of a lot of mental and emotional challenges that he could not cope with and didn't know how to ask for help for, and a victim of a lot of life circumstances that might have happened. However, that ultimate choice is something I preach over and over to people. Just please go beg for help, get somewhere and get some help, and tell them exactly where you're at so that you can deal with it. What I would give to be able to help this family, and I'm there for this family. Obviously, I'm way over in Texas. I think they're in another state. I would do anything to be able to help them and be there for them, especially the mom, the children, anybody as they recover through this, because it is a lifetime now of questions, a lifetime of sadness, a lifetime of wondering what could it have been, a lifetime of bargaining and just figuring out how did this happen and how do I move on, and all the celebrations, all the weddings, all the birthdays, all the anniversaries, the things that he won't be here for now, which is so sad. But a sweet statement honoring him and trying to say we've got a lot to deal with that we haven't seen before and we got to catch up. And they're just going, it's grief, and it's going to last a long time.
As he was their rock. Along with the message, the video features a series of throwback photos of Bobby with his family and directs viewers to a GoFundMe page set up on their behalf. In the caption, Caitlin calls her father her best friend and remembers him as the most amazing dad, brother, uncle, and friend. She adds, quote, "He had such an impact on not only his family, but those around him. He was and is still so loved by so many. He will forever be remembered. Bobby, who had accumulated more than 361,000 followers, often posted videos of himself and his family to TikTok, with his bio playfully noting he was, quote, "just here to embarrass my daughter." His last video, shared on April 26th, featured Caitlyn doing what he called an imitation of the annoying baseball fans sitting next to him at one of her games. However, creating content wasn't all that Bobby enjoyed. His obituary says, quote, "He was an avid outdoor enthusiast and enjoyed fishing, hunting."